Hey everybody. So this is just going to be a video on the ZZ plate for the Top C, which came in at the same time as my Magic Play. Originally the video for the Magic Play unboxing was gonna be before this one, but I had a bit of a disaster with it. So this one's coming first because I think I'll do two parts for the Magic Play, the disaster video and then the me fixing it. So yeah, in the meantime, I'll post this. And yeah, so I ordered this first actually from Innswork, the ZZ plate. But often what happens with AliExpress, if you've got multiple orders, they bundle them all together at like a warehouse or something, and they send them all out together. So I bought some AirTag cases as well to try because they're really cheap. And they arrived as well at the same time, so I might go through those on this video as well. So it just arrived in a little baggie, but in a padded envelope so it didn't get damaged. So that's the ZZ plate. Now it doesn't look like much, but I have to say I've already tested it. This isn't an unboxing for it. I have already tested it and found out what setup I really like, but at the moment, so this is my stainless steel Top C. This has got the original standard plate in it. But what I've done is I've got the three balls on the top in the lowest position, and I have also already changed out all the balls. So I've put silicon nitride balls in, which are the darker ones. I've got spares now, but then all these very grey ones here, they're all the stainless steel balls out of this. So I've changed out all the balls. So I'll put those there. So it doesn't rattle anymore because the size of the balls going around the bearing, I went for 2.5, which are slightly smaller. I think 0.2 of a millimetre smaller than the stock ones. So they actually fill up the gap. So there we go. So I've taken it apart. Let's take out the original plate. There we go. So these three balls here at the top, they kind of, you can fiddle about with those and make them slightly higher or slightly lower to change how it feels. So at the moment they're all the lowest they can be with the springs underneath, and I'll explain what I mean. So if I just put that down, let the screw go, there we go. So I did a very crappy diagram to give an idea. So the springs are conical, so almost like a triangle shape, I guess. So if you have them pointing upwards, so with the smallest surface area of the spring at the top, the ball will sit higher. But if you have them pointing downwards, so the smallest surface area at the bottom, the largest surface area at the top, the ball will sit lower because it will fit in that larger surface area more, if that makes sense. I'm not very scientific. And I apologise, I keep sniffing and things. It's congestion from hay fever. It's extremely high here in the UK and I really suffer with it a lot. So I apologise. That's the best way I can describe it. I haven't shown it very well on the diagram, but it does make a difference. It definitely makes a difference with this. So I've had them facing down so far, and I think everything's too small for you to see. I'll mind the pen on my hands, that was drawing the diagram. So there you go, you can see they're slightly conical. So one end's just more tightly wound than the other. So keeping that, oh god, I hate these springs. That's just flown off somewhere. Oh no, there it is. You have to be so careful with these springs. I've had terrible disasters with the pig coin. Lost some springs. So just be really careful when you're dealing with these, that you don't lose them. You do get spares, but I think you only get a few. So, okay. let's get the balls out, because I had, oh no, actually no, I'll leave them in like that. So I'll leave them at that setting where they're all low in their comeback ball. So all 3 of them. Of course, you can change it up. You could have 1 high, 2 low, you know, 2 high, 1 low, whatever, you know. You can change it up as you wish. So of course, we've got the original plate there. In fact, I'll show you the difference. So focus. As you can see, obviously this is the original plate. This is the ZZ plate. This one, it's just got more grooves in it. I guess it just means there's more. It should be smoother going round, basically. There's more kind of steps going around, I guess. I really don't know how to describe it. There's nothing wrong with the original plate. I actually really like the setup that I have. So the original plate, changed all the balls out. So they're all ceramic balls. And then these 3, they're all at the lowest point. It's really nice. Not too much resistance, but not too little either. It's kind of like just right for me. But obviously I wanted to try the ZZ plate. Everyone really recommended it on the Metal Toys DZ group on Facebook. So let's try it. So you've just got to make sure that obviously these points match up with these, otherwise it's not going to sit right. And I'm going to have to do this off camera because I have to put it kind of level with my eyes to have a look. There we go. So that's flush. And then all I do is I just get the screw in a little bit from the back so that I don't upset those 2 plates being together. I just use my nails to kind of tighten it a bit. There we go. And then putting my finger on the back and pushing, you just screw that back on. Now I've already tried this in this setup. So there we go. It feels very loose. There's like little to no resistance because the balls are in the lowest position. And it's okay, but it's not what I like. So there's a massive difference there. If I had 2, it would be great because I could show you, because I could have one set up with this, with the balls in the lowest position, and this set up with the ZZ plate and the balls in the lowest position. But I don't have 2, which is a shame, because I really love this. It's absolutely awesome. So let's just take it apart again. So finger pushing up and then on the screw to try and kind of keep it in place while you unscrew the top plate. It's very easy to open up, and I think this has been designed so well. It's so user friendly. Absolutely excellent. So there we go. Let's just get the other spring out. There we go. So they're all out. And carefully down before I lose them. Tray is a godsend, but the only thing is the springs do tend to just fly everywhere because obviously they can be under tension. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to try them all set up at their highest point to show you the difference. So that's that round the other way. Nope, come on, in you go. There we go. Yep, that's at its highest point. Sorry, it's easier for me to just leave it on the desk, and then if springs go everywhere, then they hopefully won't go beyond the tray. There we go. So they're all at their highest point. So they're pointing upwards like this. Come up. It's because I've got my little tweezers. Hang on. What did I do with my ceramic ones? Oh, I put them away. Oh, God. There we go. I'll just drop the ball. I'll find that in a minute. At least they're not so bad to find as the springs. Through the screw hole. Come on. Oh, I should have got my ceramic tweezers out. In fact, I'll get them out. Just 1 second and I'll find that ball. I don't think it's on the tray. Of course it isn't. That's on the floor. There we go. I'll just get my wider tweezers out just for the balls. They're not so good with the springs because they're not very fine on the end, but there we go. Now, there we go, that's better. That's so much easier. Right, so leave that aside. ZZ plate again. So again, they're all in the highest position. I drop the ZZ plate as I'm nothing but clumsy lately. You'll see in my magic play video just how clumsy and uncoordinated I was, and laugh, and yeah. So that's what it looks like if it's not, if those little notches aren't lined up. So you can kind of spin it around. There we go. That's flush now. But again, I just turn it around the other way, do the screw up as much as I can using my fingernails, and then do the rest on the other side. But you've always got to hold that screw in. Okay, so that's got more resistance, so I can feel the individual clicks this time. It was too loose before. So that's got quite a lot of resistance. That's probably more akin to how I had it set up with the original plate with the balls in the lowest position. But I would say that's too much for me, I think, because it's quite, the nice thing about this is you can just go round and round and round and round and round quite quickly. This one, the resistance on it makes that a little bit less pleasant, I'll put it that way, but it's still actually quite nice. If I sort of, oh no, that's the haptic. So this is the ratchet on the pig coin. You can feel the individual clicks on that. Obviously they're very different kind of ratchet, kind of or mechanical designs, because they're made in a very different way. So they're not really comparable really. But it's the only thing I can compare it with. Yeah. I'm kind of thinking I don't need to keep the pig coin anymore because this is amazing. And I don't think I'm going to be using the pig coin. And I do really like the pig coin. I may have to sell that as well, but that's beside the point. Okay, so what I'm going to do, when I experimented yesterday, this is how I had it set up. So I'm going to leave one of them high. Do you know what? There we go. That's easier. I'm going to leave one of them high, but I'm going to put two of the springs in the lower position. So literally, God, I was lucky there. See what I mean about the springs? They just fly everywhere. Literally just turn them around, put them so the high wider surface area is at the top. And I'm sorry, that's the best way I can describe it. I am probably wrong in how I'm describing things, but yeah. Okay, there we go. So this one's still got the spring set in high position, and these two are in low position. So let's see. I mean, I know what it's like because this is how I had it set up yesterday when I was playing around with this. and this is how I liked it. And I don't think I can tip it really. You can't really tell, but 2 of those balls are sitting lower and 1 of them sitting higher, just slightly. So put the ZZ plate back in. I know it's not very interesting watching me take it apart and put it back together loads of times, but you know, at least it doesn't take too long. Right. Oh yeah, that's nice. Right, okay. So that's screwed in. And this is what it's like now. I love this. So there's still resistance. It's not as loose as having them all in the low position, but you can still go round and round and round and round. And that may not seem very satisfying for a fidget, and this is why I kind of disregarded these initially when I saw lots of videos on them. I just thought, well, that doesn't look very satisfying. There's no kind of feedback. There is. It's subtle. But doing this is just addictive. It's like a worry stone that moves and gives a little slight feedback. And it, yeah, this is an excellent fidget. So you still can get individual clicks. They're very light, you know, they're not stiff. But just doing that is awesome. So that's how I've got it set up. I might have another mess around. In fact, let's do it quickly now. Let's put 2 in the high position and 1 in low position for science. Okay. Because I didn't try that yesterday. So, okay. What we got there? So that's high position. That's already in low position, so we'll put this one in the high position. Sorry, I have to do this off camera. Much easier to do it at eye level. I think every time I try and do something quickly, I just mess up. That was harder than it should have been. Okay, so this is 2 high, 1 low. That's quite nice as well. A little bit more resistance. It's negligible, but it's there. Not quite as easy to move around, but I quite like that. I think I'll go back to just, you know, 1 high, 2 low. I think Gavin's done a really good video on dynamic inertia about the top C and changing it up. It'll be worth watching. He's probably gone into more detail than me. I don't know if he used different springs or anything like that. So in high position, yes. And they're in low. Oh, and while I've got it out here, so you can see all the 2.5 balls underneath the ring that holds in the holds them in, and you've got the bearing underneath and everything. You can see they all fit in, so it doesn't rattle anymore. I didn't mind the rattles, to be honest. That gap initially is intentional, because I think the balls are 2.7 something millimeters, whereas these are 2.5s. And I love the design as well, the fact that, you know, this ring holds them in. They won't come out unless you undo the ring, obviously. Yeah, it's so simple but effective. I really, really admire that. Sorry, I have to do this at eye level again. There we go, and it goes. This is turning into a longer video than I expected, but if you're still here, then I really appreciate you watching. I just thought, you know, a lot of people ask about the ZZ plate. Even I wasn't going to get it at first, and I just wanted to actually show comparison, show that, you know, what it's like, so people could decide if it's worth it. There we go. Nice. I love that. Okay, so a quick one on the cases that I bought. So I already had this case, so I got that from Amazon. Let me get rid of that diagram now. But I got these two on AliExpress, and one that doesn't fit. One that's too big, actually. And I would say avoid the AirTag cases that are in 2 halves. I thought I could just use 1 half. So this is the one that doesn't fit. So this is one of the ones where you've got yeah, a top piece and a bottom piece. Now I thought, you know, if it fit in one of the pieces, I could just, you know, keep it in that. But this is too big. I have bought one before that was too small. So, and it's too, yeah, and it doesn't fit on there either. So, oh, my alarm's going off. Right. Okay, so, yeah, no good. I mean, it cost me £1 on AliExpress, so no biggie. And then I think a couple of my work colleagues have AirTags, so I can just, you know, give that away. I don't have AirTags. I've got, what are those other ones? I don't know. My phone's an Android and stuff, so I don't have Apple shit. Sorry, pardon my French. Yeah. Anyway, back to the cases. I'm really sorry I swore. I've been trying to not swear in any of my videos, really. So, okay. That is a perfect fit. Absolutely perfect. So these were on AliExpress. I will leave a link in the description, just in case you're struggling to find an AirTag case that fits this, because it's a bit hit or miss. You just have to kind of buy some and then figure out if it fits. So, I mean, they're not the prettiest in the world. I wish they did clear ones, but they are perfect, and they're not too hard to get in either, because they're just silicone rubber. There we go. So they fit. They're good. Now this one was from Amazon. This is Spigen or Spigen or Spigen. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I always call it Spigen. It says Cyril on it. I don't know why. And it does fit. It's just hard to get it in there. God. This was more expensive, this case. But I recognised it in a picture that someone posted. I'd already seen it, and let me just get this thing off. I'd already seen it, recognised it in a picture that someone had posted with their top C in it. So I was like, that definitely fits. I know which one that is. So I was willing to spend the money on it, because I think this was like £10, which is a lot of money, but it is strong and thick. And oh my god, why am I having so much difficulty today? Hang on, I'm going to have to do this off camera. I need to focus. I think because it's so hot in the UK at the moment, my hands are just not gripping very well. Come on, get in. There we go. So it does fit, but it is tight. And you can see that, you can see by the edges that this end is in better than this end, which is annoying. You can't kind of move it around. The case is too stiff. I don't know if I'm gonna trust this when I'm out. I mean, I think I went to my parents' house and I had this hanging from my belt loop with one of my leather cases with my Wrapped in it. So I had them hanging together and it was fine, didn't fall out. But, you know, I was at my parents' house and I was in the garden over grass. So, you know, if it fell, it wasn't a big deal and I'd be able to find it. But I think going out, you know, in the town or out on nature walks, I probably wouldn't risk it in this. I'd probably sooner put it in one of these because it goes in really easily, whereas this one I'm not sure if it would eventually work its way out. It's really nice though. I love the fact that it's clear because I like seeing, you know, the whole design of it. And the nice thing is you can put a lanyard on it. But yeah, it's so stiff. I mean, maybe I need to just sort of keep using it. Maybe it will loosen up a bit. So yeah, I think the video's getting long enough, so wow, crikey, 27 minutes. Apologies for swearing. I really didn't want to swear in videos. I do apologise. My job, what I do, swearing is very regular. Me and my colleagues, you know, we have a tough job, so swearing is kind of a must. My vocabulary is terrible.